One of the most idiotic statements ever. And he said, because kids are afraid to leave their house. Kids are afraid to leave their house because of people like him and people overstating what ICE is doing, not targeting 8-year-old children. They're targeting illegal immigrants. But if you're going to keep saying things like that, that's what's going to keep kids in their house. So this is just ICE acting in a city that already showed that they can't handle it. We saw what happened with the George Floyd riots, and now we see these guys continue to say these are peaceful protests. They're not peaceful protests anywhere.
And let's remind Governor Walz, millions of people were gassed, were killed, murdered, just because they were Jewish. What's happening here, it's a sanctuary city, and ICE is trying to arrest people that have really bad criminal records, and they're here illegally. So Anne Frank was not in her home illegally. She was just targeted because of her religion. Yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah, and look, you know, whether it's Governor Walz or Mayor Frey, clearly they have repeatedly escalated that rhetoric, and that's why people like Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who we interviewed in the last hour, believes that not only have those officials, politicians, filled a powder keg, they lit the fuse for the chaos that created there. But I asked Blanche in the last hour whether or not the rhetoric coming out of DHS, as Bill Maloogian reports the frustrations at DHS, really goes too far when it comes to domestic terrorism on the actions of Alex Preddy. Here's how that went. It does not appear to have met that definition of domestic terrorism. So I'm just sort of wondering how you in the DOJ are viewing whether your colleagues may have gone too far.
Look, I don't think anybody thinks that they were comparing what happened on Saturday to the legal definition of domestic terrorism. What we saw was a very violent altercation, and I am not going to prejudge the facts. You're right. There's a bunch of video that's out there. To the extent there's body cam or other videos that witnesses are still providing to us. So I'm not describing it as anything except for a tragedy. But I do not think it is fair. It is not fair for the narrative to be around something DHS said. It is not fair for the narrative to be around what a video shows over 10 seconds, when the real true story here is something much bigger and much more problematic that the American people have to recognize.
So here's what Donald Trump just told the Wall Street Journal in a 5-minute interview. He says, we're reviewing everything that will come out. We'll come out with a determination. I don't like any shooting. I don't like it. But I don't like it when somebody goes into a protest and he's got a very powerful, fully loaded gun with 2 magazines loaded up with bullets also. That doesn't play good either. So among the people that are concerned, House Homeland Security Chair Andrew Garbarino in New York. He says he has another request for the heads of the CBP and Homeland Security to appear in front of his committee. James Comer, big Trump advocate and supporter,